Hi guys, it's Michael Mordinson here, and we are shooting with Bryan, new edition of great places to go to in Kharkov. We are standing in front of a restaurant called Immigrant. It's right next to the Shevchenko Theater in the very center of Kharkov. Actually, I'm just kidding. It's not about the restaurant. I just met Bryan, who you remember from the cool video we made back in October?
Well, it was October.
In October. And Bryan is back to Kharkov with some great developments in his story. Tell us about it.
I proposed to my girl, to Diana. And she said yes. It's great.
You also met her family, right?
I met her family. They're all great. The people that I've met, there's more that I need to meet, but it's been a bit of illness. The one little girl is sick, so I haven't been able to meet the others. But I'm going to soon, so it's wonderful.
It's
yeah,
awesome.
They're all great. Yeah.
How does it feel to be a member of Ukrainian family?
It's great. They're great. Wonderful people. Really warm, loving people. Couldn't be better.
So for somebody from Canada, how does the process of bringing a girl back home work?
You have to get married here. And
unlike
then,
America.
unlike in the U.S. where you have the fiancé visa, you have to get married here and then go through the process of getting a PR application in, so permanent residency application, and then my understanding is that you can get the 6-month visitor visa in the meantime, because it takes about a year for that to be processed. So it's kind of a long time to wait, but in the short term you should be able to get the visitor visa, and then she can come. It's only 6 months. It takes them a year to do the PR, but come back and visit family. What the heck? And then get another visa, and then she comes again for another 6 months until it's done. So it's good. I think it's going to work well.
Bryan, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm really looking forward to your wedding.
Yes, me
which
too.
Will be fantastic and awesome. Yeah.
That's good.
Hi guys, my name is Michael Mordinson and I'm a manager of the Mordinson Marriage Agency. Today I have an amazing guest. His name is Bryan and he is a Mordinson former client, and he's here to share a little bit about his own personal experience with the Mordinson Agency and about his search for a Ukrainian woman here in Kharkov, Ukraine. Bryan, please share a little bit about yourself.
Well, like Michael said, my name is Bryan. I'm from Canada. I work for an electrical utility there, electrical engineer, and my experience with Mordinson so far has been great. That's been awesome.
Great. Bryan, the question that is very interesting for me personally, and actually this is the question that many girls ask when they come to have an interview at our office. Why did you decide to search for your soulmate abroad? Why outside of Canada?
Yeah, well, I guess for me it was mostly that, we have wonderful women in Canada. There's nothing wrong with them other than I feel like I have different values than they do. I would date them and we'd have a great time, but it always seemed like there was something missing, and it had to do with those core values of just tradition and family, and I really needed that. So that's what brought me here. I felt that the culture here had that piece that I was missing. Mm-hmm. And I think that is true.
Bryan, why did you decide to choose Mordinson?
Well, I spent quite a bit of time looking at different agencies. There's a lot of different systems. There's different things available for different guys. For the kind of guy that I am, the format just seemed so much better. You can write some letters and you can get to know them a little bit, and then you actually come here and there's people you're actually going to meet. There isn't any ambiguity. There's a lot of uncertainty removed, and it just very genuine. And it resembles online dating at home. If you've ever done any online dating, it's very similar. You're exchanging some information just through letters or some chats and some pictures, some pictures, and then you meet. So no, that's very similar to the way Mordinson operates.
What was the process like for you personally, from the very beginning until you actually came to Kharkov?
The process, like
The process of meeting the ladies. What did you need to do in order to start and continue and so on?
Well, I guess I know you offer the option, guys, to contact you for questions and that kind of stuff, but I just dove straight in. I just sent a list of ladies and said, I want to start here, and we started communicating, and it was really good. I had really good responses, and I had met, was writing some really genuine ladies. I met really genuine ladies. It was great.
Bryan, do you have any recommendation for guys in terms of writing the introduction letter and maybe some pictures? What would you recommend about it?
Well, I think first of all, for the introduction letter, you want to make sure that you give just a kind of a lighthearted overview of yourself, so that the ladies have some idea of who you are. If you're not sure what that is, send Michael an email. He can give you some pointers. It's not that complicated, but you can easily screw it up. If you put a bunch of stuff in there that's way over the top, you're going to scare more ladies away than you're going to get. So it's not going to be good. But the other thing that's critical is pictures. Get some good quality pictures. I mean, it's not a lot of money to pay a photographer. Get some professional photos done. If you shop around, it's a couple $100. It's not a lot of money. Even better, get a little video shot of yourself, similar to what the ladies have done.
Sure.
And you can even do that on a cell phone. Like, the cell phones produce reasonable enough quality. If it's on a little tripod or something, $20 from an electronic store, you can. It's not very hard, but just that little bit of effort will go a long way.
I agree 100%, guys. Bryan, how much time did it take you to decide that you actually want to come to Ukraine to meet the ladies in person?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, because I felt for a long time that this was going to be the option that I would ultimately take. I spent some time at home trying to make sure that I had dated enough and kind of exhausted that option, convinced myself that this was what I needed to do. But it was a relatively quick decision when I finally decided, yeah, it's time to move. I think it was in May, and I started writing in July right away. So,
Bryan, the question that many guys, even before they decide to come over, they ask themselves is, how am I going to narrow down to one lady after I come and I meet, for example, I meet multiple ladies. What would you advise to look at? What would be your recommendation in this regard? How to narrow down?
Yeah, the big thing I think is, if while you're writing a newer profile pops up that you're interested in, definitely send her a letter. Even if you only write her 1 or 2 letters, it's still worth it, because you might meet her and find out she's amazing. The other one thing that I would think is important is you're going to write potentially a lot of letters to some of these ladies. They're wonderful. You're going to make friends with them. You can't build an intimate relationship through emails, but you can build a friendship and a rapport. And ultimately, you're not looking for a friend, you're looking for a wife. So you have to keep that in mind when you get here, because the person you may have built a friendship with may not be the person you have chemistry with. Chemistry is key. You have to have that romantic relationship. That's what you're here for. So,
Bryan, it's your second time in Kharkov. How do you feel here? Because there is still a lot of this stereotype, I guess, about Ukraine or the entire Eastern Europe being like a dangerous place or whatever. How do you personally feel here?
I feel totally safe. There's the culture here, the people here, everybody is very friendly, everybody is very polite, everybody is very accommodating and wants to be helpful. There's nothing to be afraid of here at all.
Bryan, we will be finishing our interview for now. The last question that I wanted to ask you will be a big question. There are many guys who are looking at our website and they are thinking to themselves whether I should do it or whether I shouldn't do it. What would you advise to those guys? And especially for the guys who have the courage to do it, what would be your advice? Well,
I would say to the guys, if this is something that you think is for you, you should just do it. There's nothing to be afraid of at all. But the thing is if you're going to do this, you have to commit to it. you have to follow through on it. These are real women. They're very sincere. They aren't looking for a boyfriend. They're looking for a husband. So treat it with that level of seriousness, but get in there and do it. It's great.
Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope the advice that Bryan just shared is going to help you in your search, and I want to thank Bryan for coming over here, and thank you very much for the maple syrup.
Yeah, enjoy.
Bye guys.